There's been a shortage of new blood around here lately. So what's your name?
I'm just passing through here. Just a Japanese guy taking in a fight.
You're about as Japanese as Mickey. Oh, never mind. So, after Ryu beats the shit out of Fei Long, Ken beats the shit out of Thunderhawk. And both fights come out of nowhere, and both Hawk and Long are never mentioned again. Then Ryu finds Dhalsim and E Honda fighting, and we never hear from Dhalsim again. We go to see E Honda later, but he's window dressing at best. Also, what the fuck is Akuma doing in Calcutta? There's little to no connective tissue between these scenes. They just happen in the plot, then they disappear into the ether as quickly as they came. And to make matters worse, M. Bison's plan is kind of bullshit. He's basically bullying politicians over the globe into doing what he says and assassinating all those who don't fall in line. So, what does he want Ryu to join Shadow Law for? He's accomplishing his goal without his help, and Ryu never showed any intentions of actively stopping him or Shadow Law. Why even bother? God, this is bugging me too much. Play another Raul Julia clip.
I was hoping to face Guile personally on the battlefield. One gentleman warrior to another, in respectful combat. Then I would snap his spine. Ah! The road not taken.
And Bison 2, you got anything to say for yourself?
I don't give a shit.
Why am I not surprised? And why am I not surprised that the Chun-Li and Guile subplot is going nowhere? Nearly half an hour since we were introduced to them, we finally catch back up with them, so they could have a pointless cameo with DJ. No, not the Street Fighter character. I mean Dwayne Johnson.
I came with a warning. Shadow Law's after you.
Yahoo! They are some badass mothers.
Oh god, what did they do to you, Bo Billingsley? Now I can't watch Bebop without picturing Jet Black covered in gold chains. Ugh. Bison gets word that Guile and Chun-Li are trying to get a beat on him and sends Vega after Chun-Li. But first we have to sit through a pointless fight scene between Zangief and Blanka. And before you even think to ask, yes, we never see either of them again. Hell, the fight doesn't even have a resolution. They just cut to Chun-Li's infamous shower scene halfway during the fight. Ah, yes, the infamous shower scene. What Phoebe Cates' pool scene was to Fast Times at Ridgemont High, this was to Street Fighter II. Yes, how shocking it must have been for young otaku back then, learning that the girl they used to beat their friends with was capable of having actual nipple tits. We were so innocent before the internet. I cannot lie though, the ensuing fight scene between Vega and Chun-Li is absolutely perfect. The tension is expertly built, the choreography is spot on, and there are some truly brutal moments that feel ripped straight out of a Raid movie. And the music choice isn't bad either.
My hobby is to slowly peel the skin off the rabbits I catch, especially cute little bunnies like you. And my friend here is thirsty for blood.
If only the movie were more like this. And less like this!
If you boys can't appreciate my music, then you better haul your sorry asses out of here.
With Chun-Li out of commission after her brutal beatdown on Vega, Guile contacts Interpol, assessing their new priority, which just happens to be Ken.
As soon as I know things are stable, I'll catch the next flight to Seattle. Also, have a dossier on Ken Masters ready for me.
Ah, God! Ward a guide next time if you're gonna blast them bones, you fucking dicks! I swear this dub is actively trying to fuck with me. What is the point of playing Alice in Chains here? Is Ken a big grunge fan? Is he blasting it out of his car radio? Because if he is, then that song is far longer than I remember it being, because it takes the entire length of the day to get through it. Then again, if the song wasn't there, then it would just be an extended montage of Ken driving his Porsche. Worst Top Gear review ever. And it's here, an hour into the movie, that something actually plot relevant happens. as M. Bison swoops in and captures Ken after finding out that his abilities rival Ryu's, since both learned from the same master. Which always bugged me. I mean, Ryu learning from Goken makes sense because of the whole adoptive father thing, but why Ken? The official backstory is that Ken was sent by his father to learn humility and discipline from Goken, who just happened to be a good friend of his. How the fuck did Ken's dad, a hotel tycoon, meet this backwoods martial arts master? And I only know that the masters are basically the Hiltons because I looked it up. If you just went by the movie, you would have no idea what Ken's family actually does. Own other families?
My father, his father, and his father's father built the Master's Empire on one rickety, leaky slave ship and a simple slogan. People selling people to people.
If you're cool, then you got that reference. Guile and company are too late to stop Bison from abducting Ken, so he hightails to Interpol, where they quickly formulate a plan to storm Bison's headquarters. But it seems Guile is more interested in showing off his sweet bod to comatose chicks.
I've got some good news. I came to tell you that we found Bison's hideout. I guess you'll chew me out for this, but I'll get revenge for what he did to both of us.
Looks like M. Bison's gonna get 2 tickets to the gun show, yeah! Guile manages to get a beat on Ryu's location, as he's been mountain climbing in Thailand for no reason, having painfully constructed flashbacks to when he was training with Ken. But Bison, being the take-charge kind of asshole he is, decides to beat Guile to the punch and sends a newly brainwashed Ken after them. He's known as Violent Ken, according to the canon. But if it's all the same to you, I'll just stick with Ken.
Please, Master, give me the chance to prove myself against Ryu. Remember, you are a Shadow Law warrior now, Sagat. Put these commonplace thoughts aside. But sir, we're talking about fighter's pride and my reputation here. Fighter's pride, how dull. The world is now your arena, not the street. My lord, please! Sagat, I'm losing patience. My authority is absolute, and I won't tolerate questioning.
Okay, this movie can officially suck my dick. What was the point of opening on Sagat and Ryu fighting if it wasn't going to lead to anything? I know I shouldn't be surprised considering how this movie treats any character that isn't Ryu, Ken, or M. Bison, but how do you fuck up this badly? You had all the groundwork laid out, begging for a rematch between these two, and you just have M. Bison tell Sagat to fuck off? There isn't a big enough middle finger in the world! With our cast finally assembled, it's time to wrap this puppy up with a good old-fashioned brawl. And again, credit where credit's due, the fights are just top-notch and the animation is simply beautiful. Well, most of the time anyway.
Hi there, and you are?
I'm a Welcome Wagon. It's nice to meet you, friend.
Mama said knock you out! It takes a while, but Ken manages to snap himself back into his senses, having been reminded of who Ryu is. So, of course you're expecting Ryu and Ken to double team M. Bison and beat his ass into jelly, right? Well, that happens, but not before the movie decides to waste even more time! Ken is knocked out, but pulls himself up and then meditates, while Ryu is getting the shit kicked out of him. Look, I know this is a staple of martial arts films, the hero relearning a staple of their martial art, but I'm trying to see this scene through the eyes of Ryu. He's literally being punched to death, and out of the corner of his black eye, he sees Ken just standing there like a weather vane. Hello? Little help here? Shouldn't you have learned this years ago, you blonde asshole?
Focus the mind. Cleanse the soul. Focus. Don't lose it now.
But he comes around and the two manage to incinerate Bison with a double Hadouken, saving the day by wiping him off the face of the earth. Or do they? You know, I want to laugh at that ridiculous ending, but I'm already laughing at their choice of music. Close, but no. Of all the bands they could have chosen, they wind up going with fucking Korn. Holy hell, that is the cherry on top of this shit sundae. And I mean it, this movie is just a pitch to sit through. Again, yes, the fight scenes and animation are spectacular, but these scenes are strung together with a veritable fart of a story and plot. With a cast of at least a dozen characters, they managed to include them all, but had them do absolutely nothing. Hell, even Chun-Li and Guile did nothing to help stop Bison in the grand scheme of things. In fact, that's what this movie is, summed up in a phrase. A big pile of nothing. If all you wanted from a Street Fighter movie was awesome fight scenes, then why not just play the video game? At least that way you don't have to be assaulted by Korn at the end of it. Eesh. Well, we started this month on a depressing note, and it's only going to get worse from here, motherfuckers! Till next time!